no longer encrypt my chemical analysis of a goose. I was able to identify
Elemental energy?
Hard to say. It was such a minute. I had to use one of the newest tests developed in recent. Unless you were abnormally sensitive to elemental energy. As for whether Master's condition was caused by the elemental energy present in the.
Oh, that reminds Paimon.
I received a message from him.
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped. Excuse me? Is Miss Emily here? Oh, perfect! Familiar faces!
Kale. Oh, of course. Tainari's and please, no need for.
Did Tainari send you here? Yep. Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night. Anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, Master considered that possibility as well. But the name wasn't the only. How is that possible?
It's starting to seem very likely.
Hey! Lucian!
It's Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Kirio came back?
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of the hotel. It's locked?
There's no one here.
Lucian! Lucian!
That's Sylvain's voice! Hurry, let's check next door!
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Wake up! Emily! Emily!
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain.
No, that's not...
Traveler, Kale, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door?
Of course.
Thank you both. Mr. Sylvain, let's get... We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
Poor guy. He's like a... He may have made some bad decisions and...
Good person or bad, the death of a loved one is equally painful. All the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and...
If Kirio really was behind this...
Lucian can no longer speak. But the trace... Traveler, I've got things covered here at this...
Who would have thought? Yesterday's case. Miss Emily, I heard you're an experienced...
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I did take a look, though. Judging by the temperature and rigidity of the body, it appears the time of death...
Then, would you mind helping us?
Of course, I appreciate your trust. Many of the...
We'll help too! And the windows are shut tight too! Seems like the only way to get in would have been through Sylvain's room.
Pupils are dilated, skin is flushed.
Well, looks like we've...
So, did you find anything?
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain,
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed
then what could have happened last night?
I agree.
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me everything you...
After Kyria attacked Edgar, we returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connected. But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise.
So, no movement from the room next door, no signs of a struggle at the scene, and no...
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucien's pupils were there weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to...
A goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose? No. Emily, you ran your test.
No, I didn't find any
See?
That may be true for...
Master!
Edgar? You're up and...
Sylvain, no matter how hard you may try to hide it, the truth will always come to light.
Edgar!
Even if we could keep it a secret for another... No, he would never give up. That's Vijava's real name. Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru. She was an exiled Fatus from Snezhnaya.
A Fatus?
The Fatui.
Ah, so you've already detected.
Oh,
The August flower was created with the mutative and
The Fatui, delusions.
born of a delusion. August contained distorted...
that's enough, Edgar. At first, Yelena wanted to keep refining. It didn't have any effect on ordinary people anyway.
So you decided poisoning people was worth the risk?
Listen, it's not like it was good for business. But all that talk about... unless you were particularly sensitive to elemental energy.
It may be true there are no records of Auguste poisoning in Fontaine, but even if no one was acutely poisoned, willfully bringing a product to market despite explicit knowledge of its harmful effects is still a serious crime. That explains why you were so intent on keeping Yelena and Kyria's involvement as the Fatui, delusions, Auguste. If the Marechaussee Phantom discovered the connection...
Ha! If I'd known coming to Sumeru would put a target on... All these years without any sign of Kyria, and he pops up out of nowhere the minute Auguste was harmless before.
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death? Was that a cover-up too?
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to disguise the product circulating on the market. But if the Marechaussee Phantom decided, before we could even put our plan in motion, Yelena
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, yeah, she could have just burned the...
I thought about it for a long time. Everything she did, it was for her brother. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body. Due to her excess... After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion.
So she couldn't flee with her brother
If her true identity was exposed, the Auguste flower and Yelena's own corroded body, so, in the end, she burnt it all to ash.
So the wealth you earned from Auguste, it wasn't destroyed in the fire?
Most likely. Before Yelena died, she said if anything happened to her, she was going... That's why Lucien and I were searching for Kyria, to take back Armora and the Auguste flower.
Why is Kyria out for for revenge anyway.
I don't think he knew his sister was nearing death. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating appearance. She kept herself busy with work.
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kira. I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. It's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hatred.
Very true. Even...
Edgar!
Think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been so blinded by greed, if we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our door...
She knew her limits. She knew we were just trying to earn a bit of moral. Lucien's crime. Fine.
3 people from Fontaine, 1 from... Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. With the exhibition...